women oppressed in the United States? To which I think it's just you guys again. Ivy, you said yes, women are oppressed in the United States. Why are they oppressed?
Why are they oppressed?
Yeah, why are women? How are women oppressed?
I guess maybe it's about our experience. Like maybe because I grew up in a very Asian family where my mom was like, "You have to do this because you're a woman," and so that's why I think I had that experience where I think women are getting oppressed. Yeah.
But like, isn't there a massive amount of pressure on men in Asian families?
I don't know.
Like,
they get treated like royalty. What are you talking about?
You gotta succeed.
Same with me. I had to succeed. Everyone has to succeed to be from an Asian family, regardless of gender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the main provider usually in an Asian family?
In Vietnamese families, it was funny women, because the men are bad with money.
Really?
Vietnamese culture. Yeah, I think because of some trauma or whatever, but like usually it's like a common thing where like Vietnamese dads will like gamble and be very abusive, and the moms work at nail salons to provide for the whole family. Yeah.
Well, here, maybe I can
That's
help
like very
this.
racist. It's not racist. That's a stereotype. Yeah.
Would you say, when it comes to the oppression, do you think the gender pay gap is evidence of female oppression?
Yeah, I guess there are instances of. I mean, I in my experience, do I feel like there's gender gap? I said yes because
you believe in the gender.
I did say I believe in it just because in my experience I haven't had that experience where like I get paid less because I'm female, but I just read about these other people's experiences, and I think that overall I cannot say I'm like, oh, I guess there is like a gender pay gap.
I don't think there is.
Like think about, I think like people in like director roles and stuff, like you see mainly men in like these like high level positions of like the CEO, directors, and so I think that these opportunities where you can grow within a company oftentimes are given to males, and I think like coming from Asia.
Why do you say given? Why don't you say earned?
Ooh, I mean it's like earned. Earned by males. Yeah,
Well, do you think that? Maybe you think it's just given to men on a silver platter.
I don't think so. I think they definitely have to earn it. Like not just like any guy can get this like level position. But I would say they definitely earned it. But maybe there are some women that were like overlooked for that role because of their gender. Yeah.
Could be. I would lean more towards they earned it.
Okay, they earned it.
I don't actually dispute that there's a greater proportion. I mean, the data reflects this. There is a greater proportion of men
that earn more, right?
In positions of power or who have these kind of more lucrative jobs in corporations, executives, so forth. But it's not clear to me if it was handed to, well, it isn't. It's not the case that it's handed to them simply because they're men.
No, no. Yeah, they definitely have the credentials. They're able to, but maybe if it's like a woman or a guy like up for the same role, maybe they might be leaning to give it to like a guy more.
But there's a lot of ways to approach the gender wage gap discourse, but I think one of the most interesting novel ones that I don't really hear other people talking about this besides me, to be honest, is the social and mating pressure component here. So didn't you say you want a guy to pay for the first date? Okay, do you want a guy to provide for you like in a relationship? You want a guy that, like second, third date, you want a guy to pay for the date, those dates? Okay. Yeah. And then like you want kids, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And so do you want to take time off work? When you have kids?
I think it's like, like you said, goes back to the question, like who is providing then? Because like if, the guy is like doing all this and like, so I guess like, I think that's important to take off time. Dude, my friends, like they get maternity leave for their little dogs. Like you should have it for kids too.
But so in your own personal life, even though it seems like you're maybe a bit more, would you consider yourself more liberal, progressive?
I don't know. I guess liberal. I guess progressive. Yeah.
Okay, but you still want a man to kind of be traditional in some ways, like pay for dates, etc. I want just to bring in the entire panel here. I'm going to ask you like 10 different questions. I just want show of hands for each. Are you attracted to men with status? Show of hands. Status. Raise them high so we can see.
Oh no.
Raise your other hand just because we're on this camera.
Subconsciously though, I do that.
Okay. Are you attracted to men who are successful? Show of hands. Are you attracted to men who make a lot of money? Do you want a man who is a leader? No? Okay, do you want a man who takes charge? No? Okay. Do you want men to take initiative? Is that it's?
Yeah, initiative.
Have you ever asked a guy out on a first date?
On a first date, I don't think I ever asked a guy out, and it's like, this is a date. It's like, oh, let's hang out, and I don't know if it was a date or not. Like, it was just like, oh, let's hang out, because when I first moved to LA, I just wanted to hang out with like a lot of different people.
Do you want a man to make the first move? For everybody, show of hands. Make the first move. Okay. Do you want a man to plan the date?
The first one, yes.
Yeah. Do you want a man to pay for the first date? Show of hands. No, for you, Brenda. Do you want a man to go for the first kiss?
Like they should ask for permission, right?
That would make it a little bit not sexy.
Oh, really?
Okay. Do you want a man to move things forward physically beyond just a kiss? So, sex, yeah. Do you want a man to go 50-50? Do you want to go 50-50 with a man financially? Do you want a man to take care of all the bills?
Wish.
Do you want to take a few years off work when you have kids?
Years is a long time. Years.
Years is a long time.
How about do you want to take months off work?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take months. Yeah.
Final one. Do you want to be a stay-at-home mom while your husband works? Okay. So you see all these show of hands, right? I'll relate this to, one, the gender pay gap, and then two, why men hold these positions of these executive positions, leadership positions, more so in company. Couldn't it just be the case that because when it comes to romance and dating, we're just more experienced because of your own preferences? Like all the things I just listed, leader, take charge, initiative, plan for first dates, these would all translate to leadership positions. We're more practiced in making the first move, taking initiative, being leaders in our personal, private lives when it comes to romantic relationships. I think that this is going to translate itself to being more attractive to employers. So if you practice a certain trait, you're going to become good at it. Women don't have that same ability to practice for certain traits that are deemed valuable in the corporate world in their romantic life. So for example, and I'll let you come in just a sec. Somebody who's a skateboarder, if they could become really good at skateboarding, that's going to translate to snowboarding or surfing, other board sports. So I don't know, it just seems to me or maybe you're a really good swimmer, that's going to translate in a couple different ways. You're going to be better at surfing because surfing requires paddling. So the skills that men develop in romantic pursuits lends themselves to the corporate world.
Okay.
And in addition to that, you all said you're attracted to men with status, successful, make money, leaders. You're attracted to all those traits. So you reward men who develop those traits that translate to the corporate world. Men don't really care about your status, your success, your money. It might be a nice little bonus, but I don't think it makes you actually more attractive to men. And so when it comes to the gender pay gap, or men are more likely to occupy these positions, executive positions. It's because of you guys. It's because of women. You exert a mating pressure on men that we don't exert on you. A girl doesn't want to pay for the first date. Okay. I don't care. Oh, you can't, you're broke? I don't care. You're hot and broke? Don't care. Oh, you work at Chick-fil-A and I'm an attorney? Don't care.
Really?
But a female attorney, you think she's going to date the guy who works at Chick-fil-A, even if he's handsome? I don't think so. I don't think so. And so we just value different things. So I think the wage gap just be completely explained away by
that logic.
You put such a massive mating pressure on men, they have to earn more. they have to work harder because we both have to survive, men and women. That's a huge motivating factor. Can y'all still get laid if you're broke?
Can guys?
Yes, some broke guys, whatever, they got game,
right?
whatever.
I think I've heard
but
that.
like, if the guy's not gonna take, if 50% of the women are like, the guy has to pay for the first date, that's a massive mating pressure. Like, oh, I have to, as a guy, we're not just thinking about our survival. We're thinking, in order for me to attract a woman, I need status. I need money. I need success. I don't think that probably crosses your, like, you probably don't think about, like, when it comes to attracting men, you don't think like, the first step I got to do, or one of the steps I got to do is like, I got to get my money right before I can get a dude.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys think that.
Yeah.
Oh, you think that?
Yeah, well, it's not to get a dude. It's because eventually, like, if I am on pursuit to my goals, eventually I will attract a man who is also on pursuit to his goals. But like, I do recognize that, like, it is a little bit unconventional to like feel that way. But that's I was gonna ask you the question, if like, do you feel as if like it is pressure on the male if the woman is also putting the pressure on herself, and that's just what she wants in a relationship? She wants someone who's going to be a leader and have these like CEO traits, because she as well like wants to learn and wants to have that. Do you feel like that is also putting pressure
On the woman?
No, like in her situation, is that putting pressure on males, that she's also putting pressure on herself? Like, wouldn't that make it equal? If she
Putting what pressure on herself?
to have status, to have money, to have whatever.
Yes, I mean, but it wouldn't be for romantic reasons. Like, she wouldn't be like, she'd be doing it for her own ambition,
course.
her
Yeah.
own ambition. But like, the ambition is not fueled by like, if I don't do X, I won't be able to get a man. I don't think
yeah.
that thought crosses
No.
women's head. But like, as a guy, you're thinking about that all the time. And like, one of the
sorry.
considerations, huh?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you don't have to apologize. But like, as a guy, wait, okay, never mind.
sorry, default. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Like, as men, we are considering, like, okay, if I want to look economically, financially attractive to a woman, I have to be this successful. I have to make this much money. I want to provide for a girl. There's like, maybe, let's say it's 20% of women want to be stay at home. That means that if they want that, 20% of the men have to make enough money to be able to provide that for the woman. So that's going to create such a significant pressure on men to do that. And then there's just downstream of that, oh, okay, maybe she doesn't want to be stay-at-home mom. She wants guys to pay for dates. She doesn't want to pay for dates. Massive amount of social and mating pressure exerted from women to men.
Yeah, so it's interesting to hear that, because like in the area that I grew up, it was like very like low income. So a lot of the times it was always 50-50, or it was always, even sometimes I've had friends who have taken care of their partners. So like that's where I come from, of like seeing that. And then I also seen the most extreme, because I got into it, of just like having a male like fully take care of a woman. So it's just it's just interesting to hear that it's like the kind of like embedded in like society is like to feel the need to feel like you have to do that in order to gain or to have a relationship.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do a roast session here.